Hey, what's up? So, I'm going to talk about gradients in a logo design and why it's important to ask your customers what they plan to use the logo for. We're going to work with this logo project that we're working on here at Metronova Creative. And in this particular one, this is what I wanted to show you. It is heavily using a gradient. Now, this is a video game company, so they'll actually bring a trailer full of video games and screens and stuff to a party. So the gradients are going to work great on screen and it's going to work great on their social media, on website, and all those digital aspects. Now, in the conversation, we know that that client is going to obviously have some paper printing materials. And so we know that gradients that look great on screens don't always look great in print. And I'll show you an example of what happens here. So we're working in RGB with this logo. Typically, we'll start in CMYK because it's actually easier to take RGB, which is for screens, to CMYK, which is for digital printing. But I'm going to show you what happens here and why it's important to always design with a single color logo in mind. A lot of people get really excited and crazy and have all these vibrant colors and all this stuff. It's always important to have your key single color items right here, and I'll show you. So our screen is in RGB, so our gradients look beautiful. Our colors are super vibrant and fun. And then watch what happens. When we switch to CMYK, which is for printing, blah. Our gradients and our feel and our style completely change, but what stays pretty relevant and pretty consistent are our other key secondary colors. So we'll switch this back again so you can see that difference. Go back to RGB here. There we go. And so I just want to show the difference. And so why it's important to always ask your clients up front, or if you're working with a logo designer and they don't ask you what's the intended use of the logo and ask you about the business and what the business is, that should be a red flag for you. So a good logo designer is always going to design in a single color at first, typically black, and then expand from there. Usually we'll start in CMYK because CMYK is more restrictive. So an example of that is if we look at this blue, right? Like this kind of tealish blue is really, really vibrant. It looks beautiful on screen. If we open this up, we'll see this little guy here, out of gamut warning. That essentially means that printing technology cannot replicate that color. Now, if you're working in a large format like a vehicle wrap or some sign companies, they'll actually print in RGB because their software is built to rip those files the right way. But for traditional printing, like your business cards and postcards and paper printing products and stuff like that, they're still working in digital CMYK. Now, yes, you can always, get Pantone matching and things like that, but you're talking about pretty expensive stuff. So if you see this warning, that means that digital printing cannot replicate that color. And so you can click this and it'll pull you out, and it's pretty close. It's not too far off, which is nice. Sometimes it's a really big jump, but you can see this is the automatic correction. It's a little more blue tone. If I go back, the original, a little more green tone. So again, it's really important for your logo designer to ask questions like, what is the intended use of the logo? How many variations are you going to have? And then obviously also putting together a logo guide like what you see here. So if you have any questions, I'd really love an opportunity to talk to you about designing your logo. Just drop me a line. You can find us at metronovacreative.com. You can look us up on Instagram, Facebook, and on Threads. Just search Metronova Creative. And everyone have a great day. Later.